This is about as close as we can usually get to the nets the day before the game, but Andrew Strauss and Trevor Bayliss has allowed us exclusive access to the net session to get a lot closer to the players and also maybe take part.
He gave a throw the wrong way. They broke away, only goal of the game. He gave a throw the wrong way. He's had an absolute nightmare, the referee. He's missed everything possible. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Stokesy, referee terrible, eh?
Hey?
Referee terrible.
Nose keeps getting in the way.
Oh, just a little cheeky skill.
Lucky I didn't play. Oh.
Ball hit. Hit. Hit him. Wow! Ball hit him. Yes, he does. Here he comes. All right, start again. Start again. Good luck, Nats.
As a fellow old-timer,
Not bad, mate.
how do you think I went?
Oh, you went pretty well.
Technique okay?
Yeah,
I mean,
lost a bit of power.
Yeah, with the arm, the old,
Yeah.
the old Emmerdale farm's gone a little bit,
It's
is
gone down
it?
a little bit. But
Technique, I mean, still the same catching technique? Catch with your hands or?
Yeah, well, or your beak.
Nothing's changed. Got a few over your head, that wasn't difficult, thank you. Warm-ups finish, fielding's finished, football's finished, now on to individual skills. Farbrace, Bayliss and Butler working on wicket keeping. Farbrace obviously an ex-wicket keeper himself, and this is Josh Butler. Not only does he have to work on his batting, which is exceptional at the moment, but also on his wicket keeping. You can see Bayliss just there with a little stump in his hand, just nicking it, the finest of deflections, and when it gets a bit too easy, he might have a big deflection. Everything Bayliss does, he does with energy. I tell you, even in the drills this morning, he doesn't do anything at 50%. He throws full energy at everything, and that rubs off on his boys. How are you going, all right?
A few times with
Nice to see you.
with Craig Joyner, CJ,
Yeah.
the old golfer.
Good, good.
bet
Do
you-
you want my autograph? Come
No,
on.
I've got
what
you
were you
loads
mean?
of
No,
times, got you
no,
loads of
come on. Have you not seen me fielding? Come on, please.
Go on then.
Okay. Right, England's openers are the first two that have arrived in the nets. We've got Hales just popping in that net over there in the second net, and Jason Roy is going in with Graham Thorpe. When Roy first went in, he was just using his top hand. Now he's gone down the other end, Thorpe with a dog throwing device. Roy obviously with both hands on the bat. I think he was just using his top hand just as a drill. They like their drills and then they have a proper net. England try and cover every base. They don't leave anything to chance in practice. Quinton de Kock batted all the way through the other day, so he had a left-hand, right-hand combination for a large part, and that's what they've got in here. Joe Root will play a couple of deliveries as the right-hander, obviously, and then Owen Morgan is waiting behind him as the left-hander. So the spinners in Robert Croft's spin net are always having to adjust their line from right hand to left hand. Preparation is very good. Just in the seamers net, it's just noticeable that they've got the analyst in there standing as an umpire, and he's just keeping an eye on their front foot. They always say, don't they, oh, bowlers bowl no balls in the net. So I have to be honest, I've seen England bowl about 40 deliveries so far. I've yet to see a no ball, so they're being very strict with their front foot. Chris Jordan half and half there, absolutely perfect. I'm sure the analyst is standing there not only as a guideline of where the umpire would be, but also just telling them, can't bowl a no ball. Remember, one day cricket, that's a free hit, so they're very disciplined with their front foot. I'd say Broad, if anyone, Broad has been the one that's been pushing that front foot. That's okay there as well, so very disciplined in the seamers net. First things first, many congratulations on the Glamorgan coaching role. You're a proud Glamorgan man, aren't you?
Yeah, it's something that I'm very proud of, but the hard work starts now. Yeah.
Just tell us, what are you working on with the spinners here? What will be your specific role?
Well, my remit when I spoke to Andrew Strauss and both the coaches here was that it's not anything to do with technique. It's all to discuss tactics if the bowlers want to. You know, I'm in for a week, 10 days, so first you got to build a relationship up with the lads, gain the trust and all that sort of stuff. But it's more about these boys can bowl. You know, it's more about they've got the tools. It's working out when to use them, on what sort of surfaces, and making sure they have an open mind and an aggressive mindset, really.
We've noticed we've had quite a few tweets in from our viewers about the devices that the boys are wearing on their back under their shirts. What are they for?
They're GPS units, and they'll pick up how far the guys go, what intensity they're kind of working at, their speeds. So we get an idea of what they get up to in the game, and then from there we can kind of program things for recovery and training sessions.
Who's the quickest then?
The quickest is CJ. Chris Jordan. He managed to clock up, I think, 35.2 k's an hour in that last game, actually, which is pretty rapid.
Do you analyse the way they're running and try and change sometimes the way they're running?
Yeah, definitely focus on that. It's been a big part of what I've been trying to do for the last year and a half or so. So drills in the gym and stuff we do on the field, you might see us do, which look a bit different, but that's what we're trying to do, make it as efficient as possible.
What's the average distance they cover in a one-day international then in the field?
In a one day, for bowlers you get up to 16 to 18 k's. Fielders, the guys who just will be fielding will be around 8 to 10 k's.
Joe Root has just popped into the throwdown net. In our day, you used to just throw with your arm. Now they've got these dog throwing devices. Ben Stokes is helping Graham Thorpe out. It's very noticeable how Ben just does his own thing. He knows his own game and he'll do a bit of this and a bit of that. He seems to enjoy his net session. Graham Thorpe is a specialist with this device. I've already seen him throw bouncers. That was a bouncer. And he's just thrown in a perfect slower ball that deceived Joe Root. So even with those devices, they can vary the pace on the ball. Then Thorpe will have a quiet word with Joe Root just to say, how did he go? Root will now go into the proper net and Owen Morgan will come in with Thorpe. One thing I've noticed about the coach Bayliss in the nets is that whereas he had a lot of energy in the fielding drills and was shouting at people if they were rubbish, in the nets when it's an individual skill, he pretty much stands at the back as he is now and just lets people get on with it. Just watches, complete watching brief. Occasionally he'll go across and have a chat with people. He had quite a long chat with Owen Morgan, the captain, maybe about conditions, maybe about the nets. But mainly he just stands at the back and he watches with a quiet word here and there. Paul Farbrace now working with Johnny Bairstow. He was just talking about his right foot position, so it was quite a technical wicket-keeping catch, which I had no idea about, but they were talking about feet positioning and angling of the feet, especially his right foot. Paul Farbrace full of praise. Both keepers have worked very hard today.
Good, very good.
Farbs, we've seen you work with both keepers there. You worked them pretty hard.
Yeah, they both, it's been quite good because during the test series, Joss had almost a pre-season period, certainly during the last two test matches, getting ready for this one-day series. And Johnny now, it's a bit of a role reversal. He's now got the opportunity to work very hard technically on things that he couldn't work on during the test series. So it actually has worked really well having these two here.
Are you quite a technical coach? Because I saw you working with Johnny about his foot angles. Will you go and have a look on a video screen or whatever, the way things are going?
No, both of the keepers are very much feel. When it comes to batting, they both like to look at video. When it comes to keeping, we tend to go on feel. So really, all Johnny's working on is trying to get his right foot in a position where he can power through his right knee, and the same with his left foot. So when you dive into your right, what you don't want to be doing is diving backwards or not being able to push off at all. So he's trying to get his right foot open in the slight angle so that his weight can go through his front knee, which almost gets him catching the ball in front of himself rather than catching the ball behind himself. And Joss has done exactly the same. His diving technique is slightly different. So they both do the same drills, but both do, their emphasis is on slightly different things.
Well, this is where the game has seriously changed from our day. Joe Root is range hitting. Basically, range hitting means you go in an open net and you try and whack every ball as far as you can, and he has whacked it a long way. Just have a look at him here. Smash. That's 6. And the other thing you notice how hard they hit it nowadays. Trevor Bayliss is doing the range hitting, doing the throwdowns for the range hitting with the helmet on. That's nothing to do with Trevor's age or anything like that. It's the fact that how hard these guys hit it as Joe Root just plinks it over him. Joe, we saw you range hitting for a good 20 minutes there. What are you trying to get out of that net?
Well, for me, it's the side of my game which I'm trying to develop. You look at some of the other guys in the squad, and they can consistently clear the ropes comfortably. So for me, it's about if I can then add that into what I've got already and what I bring to the one-day side, eventually down the line, then that's going to obviously help us as a side as well. I haven't got as fast a hands as some of the guys like Joss, or naturally long levers like Alex Hales, and the brute power that Johnny Bairstow and Jason Roy have. So for me, it's about trying to hold my shape for as long as I can. The ones that I got wrong there were all where my hips got a bit quick, a bit like golf really, and then my hands were miles out in front. So it was all about trying to delay that as much as possible, make a really crisp contact under your eyes.
And I also heard you at one stage say the key for you is not to try and hit it for 6 every ball, almost to get a 1 bounce 4 and it might go for 6.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you learn to hold your shape. If you can just almost tell yourself just to try and not get too excited and rein it in a little bit, those 1 bounce 4s with the adrenaline, with the good surfaces that we play on in one-day cricket, you'll naturally get that good connection, and you will clear the ropes.
Now some of the boys have moved from the net area to the middle to range hit, to get used to the ground dimensions, the wind direction, maybe even the pitch, different surfaces here. Jason Roy, who has absolutely been nailing it. I tell you, he's hit, I reckon, 3 on top of the roof up there. He's absolutely killed them. They'll vary the length when they throw. There'll be the odd Yorker in there, but Roy has been smashing them onto the top tier, just like that. Okay, final thing of the day, challenge Johnny Bairstow. 6-ball challenge, how many 6s you can hit, how many I can hit. You happy?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Go first?
You can go first, please. Otherwise it'll end very quickly. I'll hit none, you'll hit the first ball for 6.
Shot. 1 from 1.
You got any plastic ones for Nasser?
Hard balls for me, Graham.
Just hear the sound, that one. 2 from 2.
Oh, plinked.
Shot, Nass.
You just hear it off the bat. The moment you hit it.
3 from 4. That was off the toe a little bit, but still 6.
Oh, don't even look. Don't even look.
Long way, massive one to finish. 5 from 6, that's what I got to beat.
Midland leg, please, Graham.
Little bit away.
Do you remember that ball Bickle bowled me here? Hey, third man round a bit. Okay, what's the technique, Gray?
Solid base.
Not from 1. 0 from 1.
Go a bit wider in your base.
Like that.
Yeah. And then just go through.
Thorpe, you got proper balls here? These are hard balls, yeah?
Very hard.
Wider base. Right, come on, this is game. Caught and bowled Thorpe. Caught and bowled Thorpe doing range hitting. Right, 0 from 3.
That did happen a long time ago.
LBW. 0 from 3. Come on, Thorpe, 1-6.
Watch the ball.
Swing through.
Hey! Get through the ball. Straight in there.
Right, give me one tip for this last one.
You need to get in the gym. Work on your
Work on the
muscles.
guns.
Work on your guns.
Right, it's a technique. What technique?
Well, you
Get your weight through it.
weight through
so
it.
you're almost hitting then. So you're hitting there
Right.
rather than hitting. So
Right.
the one that I came off,
Yeah.
I was there,
Ah.
and backwards rather than going through.
So try and hit too hard, I
Yeah.
go like that.
So when you try and hit it too hard, your weight sits back, and you swing back.
Right, maybe it's the bat. Is it the bat, Johnny? Have you given me a plinker there?
Do you want me to hit a 6 with this?
Yeah, I've seen you hit 5 6s. Everyone's waiting for me to hit one. This really has to go. Build it up. Come on. One more. Come on, I've got to hit a 6.
Come on, Nass.
Lean into it, hit through the ball. very much. Very good hitting. Thanks, buddy. Very good.